So very well, ladies, gentlemen, welcome back to another cast with Trend Following Tyson. So you guys, welcome back to these markets. Welcome back to the cast. We missed last week. It wasn't really much for us to show there. Nevertheless, the markets are in this weird reddish bearish state. But even though the markets are in this reddish bearish state, I think there's a lot of things that we should be looking at. We should be playing great defense, but we should also be looking at what plays are developing and what we can do to keep ourselves in the big move. If there is a big move to keep ourselves in, we want to keep ourselves inside the big move. So we're going to look at some of those big moves that we probably should be looking at, this, that, and the third. There's not a lot of action going on out there, but we're still going to keep our eyes on what is holding support levels and holding trend lines and things like that, things that are holding strength and showing upside still, and uptrends that are still uptrends. Although they may be on the lower portion of those uptrends, they're still uptrends and they're still holding support. And in my opinion, you want to be buying basically trends, uptrends at support levels and things like that. And with this market being so bearish and being so in this kind of like red state, if we do continue more bearish, that's fine. But if we ever do rebound, if uptrends rebound, or if the strength in the market comes back, this is going to be a beautiful buying point to buy these uptrends at, to buy these stocks at inside these support levels. Okay, of course we're stopping ourselves out if that is the case, but still we're still looking for that big move, trying to stay in that big move. The most important rule is to play great defense, not great offense. Floyd Mayweather. Every day I assume every position I have is wrong. I know where my stop risk points are going to be. I do that so I can define my maximum drawdown. Hopefully I spend the rest of my day enjoying positions that are going in my direction. If they are going against me, then I have a game plan for getting out. Hopefully I spend the rest of my day enjoying positions that are going in my direction. Okay, so if uptrends are going in our direction and they're still setting higher highs and they're still concurrent, they're still holding strength, if they're still going in our direction, we should be long still. Okay, look at another piece from Bruce Kovner. If I have positions going against me, I get right out. If they are going for me, I keep them. Risk control is the most important thing in trading. If you have a losing position that is making you uncomfortable, solution is very simple. Get out, because you can always get in, especially in this market environment. If you have a trend that's going against you, right, you should get out and it's making you uncomfortable. Okay, get out of it. 9 times out of 10, especially in this environment, it's going to set a lower low, or it's going to correct itself further down into a support level. If it's already working against you, chances are it may have further to go, just depicting off the action and what the markets are doing right now. Markets are not fulfilling setups. They're not breaking out as much. They're not fulfilling patterns to the upside as much. Okay, they're more bearish. They're more or less denying breakout levels, denying resistant levels, breaking through support levels, things like that. Okay, unless the trends that we're looking at unless the trends you're looking at are selective and they're holding strength, that's a different story. But for the overall grasp of the market, you guys know I don't trade the overall grasp of the market, but it is good to be aware of what the overall sentiment of the market is. And the overall sentiment of the market is very bearish, but nevertheless there is still some uptrends that are uptrends and that have kind of a direction that they're headed to. Nevertheless, the markets, I'm always thinking about losing money and opposed to making money. Don't focus on making money. Focus on protecting what you have. Especially in this time, we should be focusing on protecting every coin that we have, because you're going to need that buying power moving forward. Okay. Beautiful stuff from billionaire Paul Tudor Jones. Congratulations, before I get too far with this guy. Congratulations to John Henry and the Boston Red Sox, world champs, run the World Series tonight. And you know, in case you guys haven't known, if you guys don't listen to Mike Covell at all, John Henry, owner of the Red Sox, is a trend following trader. Created his wealth from trend following and bought the Boston Red Sox. This is right in relation to trend following. owner of the Boston Red Sox, John Henry, owns the Red Sox, made his money to buy the Red Sox from Trendfollowing, and is one of the pioneers, one of the best trend followers that give Trendfollowing its name, why it's so thick, and why it has so much substance to it, in my opinion, which is the reason why I choose Trendfollowing as my trading path. Okay, so congratulations to those Boston Red Sox. And so let's get back into the market. So, let's approach this Trendfollowing. Let's try to keep things in the correct space. Let's try to keep following up trends. Let's protect our assets, protect what we have, but let's stay inside the big move. So let's move forward and jump into the trend picture so we know exactly what we're looking at here. So I'm long GOGO. Let's jump into some stocks. I'm long GOGO. Started buying it around this when we started correcting, making higher highs here, 580, 590, and up into this area here. So I'm long GOGO, enjoying this continuation. I don't know what's going to happen here. As you guys see, prices are kind of hitting this level. Also, we have great continuation. Prices are hitting this level, which if you pull back into the time frame, it's this level here. That's why it looks so, kind of looks like it's a resistance level, because it is. So we need to knock this down, possibly maybe getting through this. I don't know. The markets are very kind of reddish, kind of weak, so to speak. So they're denying these kind of breakout levels. So we may break out of this, we might not. Although selective stocks are breaking out, okay? And we're going to be looking at some of those. So GOGO, regardless of what's been going on in the market, this stock is still strong and kind of showing its sentiment and having a sense of direction here. Okay, so GOGO, I like that for continuation, and stop yourself out but below the last major support level at 580. Okay, 575. So GOGO I like for continuation. I like the strength there. Let's check out something on CIG. All right, beautiful stock here, loving the strength. Pull up in this 3-month time frame, see what prices did. Prices actually gapped up here and then continued. Remember what I tell you guys about stocks that gap up, and if they follow through with continuation, then is a viable reason to get long. So a gap up here, prices just holding this level and then boom, banging up. So I like this thing for continuation. You stop yourself out. It's going to be a kind of a wider stop, but place your stop based on the trend. So if you base your stop on the trend and then put your dollar amount based on this. So if you have a stop at 255, okay, 260, you need to add that into your position sizing, whatever you can afford at 60 cents per share. Okay, so CIG, ZIXI, yep, ZIXI here. All right, so ZIXI right here looking strong, gapped up, holding some strength, showing some nice things here on ZIXI. Okay, so I like what we're doing here on ZIXI, and I like the continuation and what the stock's doing here. Okay, gap up here in price, holding this gap, and then what have we been seeing so far? Gap ups in price, and then things just continuing. So if you guys are seeing gap ups in the market and they're followed by continuation, you need to get long on that continuation. You need to get long on that gap up followed by continuation. Don't get long on the gap up, but get long on the followation continued inside the gap up. Okay, so ZIXI, I like that thing for long. I like it to hold this price up here. Let's give it some space below 645 in case this thing starts buckling. All right, inside this market we're in. ZIXI, I like that for continuation. JTPY, which is JetPay, I like this thing. I've been like this thing, and we'll see exactly why. All right, so here we are with JetPay. Thing was just kind of trading in here, and then just totally just ridiculously gapped up here. Kind of gave you no sign to get long. You guys know we follow consistent higher highs and lows, so just kind of gapped up out of nowhere into this 5. So but we've been seeing, what have we been seeing with stocks, guys? They're gapping up, right? We've just looked at like 5 of them as soon as we opened up the show. Stocks are gapping up, holding prices, and then they're continuing. So let's stop ourselves out. I don't like to just buy gap ups. We can take a chance on this and maybe go for some continuation, but I don't see prices gapping back down into what we've already covered through here. So just watch that thing break out through 5 and stop yourself out below 475 and 465. Okay, JetPay looking really good in my opinion. All right, YECO, this may be a short for some guys. Let's see exactly why. Let's take out why. Okay, so major pop up here, no trend, kind of trending down, now setting lower lows, and then had another pop up here. In my opinion, I would be on a stock like this that's with this kind of pattern here, I would be so to speak I think I would short this gap up here. If prices try to come into this area at $8 and fail, I'd take a short, going short on that, because you see there was a gap up, but right now sentiment is to the low side. We're setting lower lows here, setting lower lows here, a little gap up in price, but as you can see, the lower lows are still slumping, especially with the market sentiment. This thing could probably slump back down into 4 and then crack below 4. So YECO doesn't have a lot of volume or anything behind it, so I like that thing short, shorting the spikes up here, okay? Shorting the spikes up here. All right. Okay. I like to short that thing. If it gets into 8, rolling into 8 and doesn't hold 8, I like to short that thing down backwards into 7. Okay. So YECO for continuation, CSBR. I like what this thing is showing me. I like what it's doing, and let's take a look at why. Here we are with CSBR. Beautiful trend up here, a lot of price action to the upside, a lot of momentum, a lot of strength, and we see it pop up here and kind of denying price here. But now we've got some strength. Let me just pan in just a bit here, show you. So we've got some strength holding up here at this level. Boom, holding up this level, and now we're trying to hold up this 1150. So I like to take this long with the stop below this last wick here, okay? Give yourself a stop below $11. All right, that's almost a whole point, but hey, business is what it has to be right now. And of course, you know that what we learned just recently is that we stop ourselves out on the trend. We don't stop ourselves out based on a dollar amount. We're stopping ourselves out based on the trend, because our offense inside this kind of the only way we can play offense right now, and best offense to play, especially trend following, is to keep yourself in this move. Keep yourself in this move as long as this thing is trending to the upside. That's your offense. So don't stop hunt yourself out, because that's you're not scoring any points, quote unquote, on the market. So you need to be stopping yourself out base below the trend. And the trend says here, the trend is saying we holding support here, we're holding support here. We had a little trouble here, but we pop right back in. So this is the trend saying this. I like this long. Now with the stop below that, as I said, we stop ourselves out where the trend says it's wrong at, and then base that picture on when the trend says it's wrong, correlate that into your price, into your share size, okay? Not basing your share size based on where you're not basing your share size just on based on how big it is and where you want to get out inside this area. No, that's not trend following. You need to find your stop, find where the trend is incorrect, keep yourself in the trend, try your best to keep yourself in the trend. And if you get popped out, that's the price of doing business. But if you don't, that's your offense in the market, is staying long and letting your points work in your favor. Okay, so CSBR, DERM. We're just looking for where the continuation is, looking at the price. I'm long on DERM still. I don't know what's going to happen with this thing, but as you see, it's you know, I like it because it's trading up in here. A lot of momentum to the upside. A lot of momentum starting to show this liftoff thing here, guys. Takes a lot of guts to be a good trend follower. Okay, you got to hold your positions. You know, don't watch the screens as much. Just set your stops and let your stops work you inside this trend. Okay, so I like this DERM to hold up this level here, and I like how it's just kind of swirling and up into price action. See price actions to the upside. So let's watch DRM and stop ourselves out below 11. Let's stop ourselves out below 11 there. Okay, the lowest low kind of inside of mid-October, and then the beginning of October we gapped up out. We gapped up in the beginning of October. We gapped up out of 11. So let's see if it holds October's lows at 11. Okay, DERM. Fate. Oh, I like Fate. I really like Fate. I'm kind of late to the party on Fate, you guys. Really late showing you guys this thing. Sorry, my apologies. A lot of good stuff here. As you see, this thing traded from 4 to 17. From 4 to 17. That's over 1,000%. If I'm in my right mind, I'm 100% sure that's over 1,000%. Okay, so Fate, I like it. See what we got here? Holding support there, holding support there, holding support here. So I like this thing. What it's doing, it's showing that momentum, showing that strength to the upside, saying we're not cracking here, we're not cracking here, and we're not going to crack here. In fact, we're going to hold price here, and we're going to push to the upside. So I like, watch to see what Fate does. You could take a long on that now. It might be, you know, pull back into this area, okay? It's showing that it's trying to break out of this area, but it may very damn well could come back into this area and retest this. But in my opinion, we're to the upside, and prices are continuing. And as you see here, The 200 and the 20 getting ready to cross, and you guys know that is love making music for stocks, okay? For bullish behavior, so to speak. Okay, so Fate, GRTS, looking wonderful. I'm late showing you guys this. I'm really sorry once again. I saw this thing inside the week and I said, damn, let's go ahead and show this, see what we got. Let's go ahead and put it on the show and see what this thing can do, okay? And it's a fairly new stock. That's why it looks kind of icky. I don't know why I keep acting retarded like that's going to change, and it's not going to change, okay? So this is where this stock's fairly new, opened up here. As you see, it doesn't go back 6 months. It only goes back into October. So kind of new thing, opening, maybe IPO'd or something like that. But you see the stock, remember what I told you guys, when stocks first come into the market, they may fail. But once they find their place and they find their sentiment, take them long when they start showing upside. Because we've seen a million times on this show, stocks start their IPO, whatever they're open or whatever the case is, and then they totally start dropping, but prices start rounding. And that's our #1 trend following signal, especially on this show. Prices rounding, and prices rounding means the prices are being denied to the low side. See, like really strategically, prices start rounding off. And if you see that rounding pattern, that tells a whole fucking lot in the story. It means that prices are being denied to the low side, and we're continuing to push. We're denying price here, we're pushing up, denying price here, pushing up, denying price here. And you know, you understand? So be very cautious, conscientious of that rounding structure. If you're a trend following, if you're long, if you're trying to make larger moves, so to speak. So I like this thing broke out over 15, and that's just beautiful stuff there on GRTS. Okay, broke out of this low that, remember, it opened up here, okay, and it couldn't trade above 1528. So when this thing traded above, and I saw it trading above 1528, I said okay, I saw prices coming into here. I saw prices coming to this level. I said, damn it, we're getting ready to break out. And I said, boom. Next thing I looked up, and boom, had already broke out, and business as usual on GRTS. Okay, TRXP. All right. Hold up. TRPX. Sometimes I just make up my own damn stocks. TPRX, what I like this thing is it's holding up in these levels here, so we'll see what it does this week, see what it does to close out this month, okay? Hasn't been a really good month because stocks have really been struggling, and you'd have to be like a magician to find the magic's right uptrends this hold, and you know, you'd have to be some type of magician to know exactly what to hold and buy and all this kind of stuff. So, but I like price. See how price, the line of least resistance, and it's right inside this moving average here. See how this moving average is right inside this price, this little strange area, this moving trend line, so to speak. So, and we're sitting right on it, right inside this very weird looking supply zone here. Very weird looking supply zone here. Okay. All right, so I like this thing right here holding this level very, very well. I like how that's looking. Tells a lot about the story. The moving average. Remember what I told you guys, love making music here. This moving average just crossed. This may be something special getting ready to cook up on TPRX. So watch that thing. It may whip you around a bit. Okay? I like this thing at 5. I like this thing to hold 5. Maybe even hold 450. That's a huge stop, though. So let's try to hold 5 and stop ourselves out below that, okay? TPRX. Remember this African gold thing, still doing its thing. This African gold, Anglo gold, okay? So price is still trying to round there, guys. See it on the 6 month. When you look at the yearly, you see prices breaking out of this area, breaking out of this area, breaking out of this, and we're breaking out of this area now. So next thing up here could be up here into the $10, $10.73, like basically a whole extra point. So I like this Anglo gold thing to hold up. All right, let's see what it's been doing in this last month of kind of very ugliness. Look what it's did in this last month of very bad trading. Okay, so prices got to be trading to the upside somewhere. Okay, so let's find where they're trading to the upside at, and let's not question it. Let's just trade with price. So price is trading to the upside here. I like this Anglo gold to hold prices over here at 940. Okay, very beautiful stuff there on AU. Okay, so I like that Anglo gold. That gold just may be the the way out, so to speak, of all this. Maybe we thought oil and gas would hold up well, and it's been struggling quite a bit. So let's see what happens there. So ATRS kind of just fell inside this area here. This may be a great long now for some more continuation to the upside. So this thing doesn't trend to the low side for too long. As you guys can look at this pattern and see, okay, it uptrends, pulls back, uptrends, but it doesn't stay in these long periods of downtrend. So if you have a long period of a downtrend inside this, based off this price action inside the stock, normally we starting to have pullbacks back to the upside. We start setting higher highs. So this thing may be perfectly ready to start setting some higher highs. I definitely like ATRS, and I'm long that thing also. So, all right, so ATRS for continuation, and then you see what happened when the 20 and the 200 crossed to the upside. Prices crossed here at 243, and we almost doubled ourselves. We doubled ourselves since then. So remember what I told you guys. Watch prices crossing the 20 and the 200. Basically that 200 carrying that 20 on its back to the upside, okay? So let's see what this big container shipping thing is going on. There's a lot of good things kind of happening with this shipping. I don't know what this is about. If this is the right one, it probably is. This is not fairly old. This is fairly new, so to speak. And what did I tell you guys about stocks that open up? Let me make sure this is right. Yeah, this is it. Correct. So I like this thing where it's at now. Remember what I told you guys. If prices break out above this 1270, really keep an eye out on this thing. It could probably double itself. All right, so BGC for continuation. BILI. I like this thing. Fairly new looking, okay, as well. Fairly new looking as well. So, wait a second, okay. Back to the 5-year. So it just price is only going back to April. So, all right. So I really like what this is doing. Okay. See sentiment up to the upside, kind of pulled itself down. Prices found a bottom here at $10, and now we're kind of slowly trading to the upside. So, and the buy zones are you going to see here, buy zones here, buy zones here, buy zones here, and I like to buy this thing here as we're getting to the upside. So watch to see what this does. It may pull back into 12. I'd like to really prefer to buy this thing at 12 and then catch it to the upside. So let's see what happens here. See if you can find a better position on BILI, but boy, this thing may cover a lot of ground, has a lot of ground to cover if this thing can start getting to the upside and set some higher highs and holding those prices like they've been doing a damn good job of holding price there. Okay. CROX, I just wanted to show you guys something on this CROX really quick. Okay, CROX is actually, let's look at something. I could basically draw you guys a trend line, and I'm not going to do that. I can basically draw your trend line from here all the way up into here, so you see where the support levels are here, support levels here, and we're sitting right inside those support levels again. You missed it a little bit here, but we can't buy tops and bottoms. If this was the exact bottom, we need continuation to buy that. So you don't want to buy bottoms without having any clue of where prices are going. We have a clue what prices are doing because price hit here, found support and moved up, and then price hit here again, found support, and then when those green candles started showing continuation, that was the sign that, okay, but look, see what I'm saying? This is a perfect buying play. So I like CROX now to buy it now. Although you missed the tight bounce, we can't buy it right at the bottom, okay? So I like this thing for continuation. Buy this now and then take it to the upside. So CROX still, regardless of what the market is doing, regardless of all the negative activity and the bearish sort of speaking activity and outlooks and things like that, you still have stocks. All these stocks I just showed you still doing very well, holding up prices very well, very well. Like I told you guys, prices may be to the upside somewhere. Your job is just to find them, okay? I like this FRO for continuation. Let me just pull back here, time frame, and get a gouge of these prices. So, very consistent FRO, very consistent to the upside, covered from 560 to 713 in one inside of this horrible October. You could have bought this thing right in the beginning of October. It was already an uptrend. You could have just bought this one uptrend and sat tight and you'd be fine. Which doesn't really, in a perfect world, you know, trend following doesn't really work like that because we need several positions working. Just and for just goes to say, when you buy good winners and when you buy good stock, you know, you keep it, okay? and you let your winners work. If remember we just heard Bruce Cobbin, if positions are working in your favor, going in your direction, you do nothing but sit on your hands, okay, and enjoy your positions. All right, so FRO for continuation out at this level here. If we can't turn this into support at 760, this to give it some buffer space, 660, but we should be turning this into support. Old resistance turns into support. Okay, so FRO for continuation. Let's look at NIHD. This was another good stock I was trading this year, and I traded it miserably, and I'm just going to be honest right now. I traded it miserably because when this big dip, let's go back to that big dip. When this big dip happened here, I sold my position. I sold a very large fraction of my position out, and I just got weary with all the whippery and all the whipping going around, and I should have just sat tight, and I just broke every trend following rule with that. Lord forbid. I was just looking at this thing and it just looked like it was going to shit, and really I should have just sat tight and minded my own damn business, and I'd be perfectly green right now. But nevertheless, NIHD is still one of the stronger stocks on the market, holding up very well. NIHD. Okay. Let's look at one more ticker, RCM, and then we'll get out of here. Let this week start up, and then let's see where these prices take us. Only place where, hey, we can only go where price takes us. That's the only place we can go. If prices are setting lower lows, we can only go where price takes us, and that's going to take us to cash. If prices are setting lower lows and not setting higher highs. But we're looking at several trends right now that are setting higher highs, okay? So RCM for continuation. I like prices to hold up there and take that thing long and keep it moving, okay? RCM. All right, let's stop ourselves out below 8 there, okay? RCM, beautiful stock looking there. Beautiful looking stock there, okay? RCM, let's look at NEO. Man, this thing looked really good, and I just wanted to smack the dog shit out of myself for missing this. That's a failure. This is a failure on my behalf to be a good trend follower. Not scanning correctly, missing entries, not looking at the right stocks. This is why we update our show so much. This is why we reevaluate the trend picture. We rescan everything. We check prices. We check the criteria, and we find the uptrends. Find the continuation. If I would have saw this, it was a buy, and I'd have sat tight. And you've seen this thing covered a lot of ground this year from 7 to 16, sitting at the very top. Here's another point. You're buying this thing in the top right here. You're buying strength, right? And then 6 months later, where are you at, guys? You're in the top right again. It goes to show you guys, buying strength. Buy the strength. Buy the strength. Buy the new 52s. Buy the breakout. Follow the strength. Follow the trend. Because why? When you buy it here and you hold tight for 6 months, hold your winners for 6 months, where are you going to end up in 6 months? You're going to end up in the top right again. You had people that were buying it here just as eager. Now you got people really eager to buy it when it's triple its value here. Almost tripled its value here. Doubled its value, okay? It's doubled its value. This thing doubled its value here. Could have bought it here and you said, damn, this is expensive. Oh, it really? Was that expensive? What about this? What about the people that are buying it here now? Follow these prices, guys. Don't wait until they double themselves, all right? You should be long while they're doubling themselves, okay? Take your signals and sit tight. It's that damn simple. Not that simple, but that's the code of the game. And it is that simple because it's just follow the damn rules. All right, hold your damn winners, like we just heard Bruce Cobbin say. If trends are working in your favor, if positions are working in your favor, which means if you have uptrends in your portfolio and they're still inside of an uptrend and they're still setting higher highs, haven't reversed themselves to set lower lows, then you should probably be sitting long, holding them, letting them do the best they can do. It's just like a good dog. Everybody bets on a good dog because they know a good dog's gonna win. You know, he's got a good mouth. Okay, he's got a strong mouth, he's got a strong bite, and he's gonna put up. Okay, so don't bet against a good dog. Bet with a good dog and hold your good dogs. Okay, bet on your good dogs. Stick with your good dogs. Okay, coach your big dogs. All right, your good dogs. Beautiful stuff here. Welcome back, you guys. It feels really great to get back here and cut some of this up and kind of get a good look at what's going on here. Let me go back really quick. So I like this thing, what it's doing here. I like this twirl here, and this a lot of times, remember what I showed you guys, sometimes trends look like they're going, I've been seeing this a lot, this rounding structure and we're like, okay, here we go, move is on. We round here and then we totally bloop, 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 fell. Found support at the same level. Is this a coincidence? No, it's probably not a coincidence that we found and we rounded prices, rounded here, failed, and rounded at the exact same spot. Now they broke above where it failed at, which is a beautiful sign for strength and continuation. If it was that weak, it would have never been able to continue through this price. It would have just shitted the bed here, and prices would be trading below this level here. It has enough strength. It has enough strength. Remember what I told you guys? Sometimes you get double pump. It comes here and then pulls back. When I see this double pump, I'm always looking at this second rounding structure, because normally the second time it rounds is going to be the breakout above this where it failed at, and it's going to continue the rounding structure that we're looking at. So I like that. I like this SBS for continuation, and you can see what it's been doing since this mad month of October. And here's another stock you could have bought in the beginning of October and sat absolutely tight, and is another winner. Okay, not a huge winner, but you'd still be green. Okay, if you bought this breakout here in October over 620, and then you'd be at 750 now. Okay, so I like this thing. If you're buying it now, buy it now and stop yourself out below 7. This level here, I love to see levels like this because it gives you, like, what are you stupid to argue with this? This is your stop. Prices are holding these support levels. If price breaks below this, you guys, who the hell knows how far it's going to go? That's why this is your support level. You're holding this. You're hoping you can stay in this trend. Your offense, your defense, first of all, is your stop. This is your defense. To recognize where the trend should hold price at, that's your defense. Your stop. Your offense is keeping yourself in this thing, giving yourself some room, hoping you don't get stopped out and prices work in your favor. All right, so SBS, you guys manage that risk in any case. Let's see what these markets do, and then we'll be back, you guys. We will be back. So let this week clear up, see what prices do, and then we'll be back to reevaluate everything, okay? So protect your ass. That's the only thing I can say in this market right now. That's the only thing I can say. Under trade, protect your ass. If you're short selling, take your setups, take your momentum to the low side. And if you're a trend follower, keep yourself inside these big moves that we've looked at, like 20 of them that are still working, that have been working all through October. Okay. So happy trend following, manage that risk, and I'll see you guys back here in a few. Okay. Thank you.